If you saw someone in trouble, would you stand and watch, or would you try to help? For many years, we have believed that sadly, most people wouldn't help. But new research shows this might not be true. Hi, my name is Cara and I teach English online. If you're new here, welcome. Today's lesson is a number 1 news lesson, and we'll be looking at a news article about some new research on what is called the bystander effect. So, we'll be improving your reading, your listening, and also your pronunciation. Well, let's start with bystander effect. A bystander is a noun. It's a person who is present at an event or incident, but that doesn't take part, participates. So they just watch. The bystander effect is a theory, a belief from social psychology that the more people that are present, that are at the event or incident, the less likely that one of them will help. So the more bystanders there are, the less likely it is that someone will help. So we are going to read an article that I found from Psychology Today. I'll put a link to the full original article in the description box below. Now, before we read, I want to teach you some vocabulary and a little bit of grammar. Witness. This is a noun and it has 2 syllables, and we stress the first one. Witness. A witness is a person who sees, who observes an accident or a crime. Dozen. This is also a noun with 2 syllables, and we stress the first. Dozen. A dozen is a group or set of 12 of something. When we say dozens, that means multiple sets of 12, so maybe 24 or 36. Compile. This is a verb and it actually has 3 syllables. Compile. We stress the second syllable. Compile. Compile. It means to produce a list or book or research by collecting information. Urban. This is an adjective and it's got 2 syllables, and we stress the first one. Urban. It means that it is something related to a town or city. So not the countryside, not a rural area. Incident. This is a noun and it has 3 syllables, and we stress the first one. Incident. Incident is something that happens, an event. and it's not usually positive. Survey. This is a verb. It's got 2 syllables, and we stress the second one. When it's a noun, which it can be, we stress the first one. Listen to the difference. Survey, 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 survey. So, as the verb, survey, it means to look closely at. Aggression, aggression. 3 syllables. Aggression. Hear the sh sound. Shun. So 3 syllables, and we stress the second one. Aggression. It's a noun, and it means feelings of anger that could result in violence or hostile behavior. Aggression. In this picture, we have 2 people. One is the victim, 2 syllables, a noun, and we stress the first one. So this is the victim. That's a person who is harmed, injured, or killed as a result of an incident, a crime, or an accident. The other person is the perpetrator. Perpetrator. 4 syllables. And we stress the first one. Perpetrator. And this is somebody who commits the crime or the action against the victim. Finally, a verb, soothe. Just 1 syllable. Listen carefully. Soothe. Soothe. So this is the voiced v sound. Soothe. It means to gently calm a person or their feelings. I'm now just going to show you the pictures, and I want you to see if you can remember the vocabulary that goes with each picture. So I'll give you a few seconds to answer, and then I'll tell you the answer. Compile. Incident. Witness. Aggression. Soothe. Victim. Dozen. Urban. Survey. Perpetrator. Okay, finally I'd like to teach you one grammar structure that you might find useful, and you'll hear an example in this news article. So we can use this structure, the something, with comparative adjectives to show an increase or a decrease in something. If you want a lesson on comparative adjectives, I'll link my other lesson on this here, and I'll also put it in the description box below. So this is the structure the comparative adjective and a clause, the comparative adjective and a clause. For example, the more interesting it is, the more likely I will watch it. The more I know her, the more I like her. The older we get, the wiser we become. The higher we climb, the colder it gets. See if you can notice the example of this structure when we read the article. Okay, so we are ready to read the article. The headline is, "Would you help?" A new study using closed-circuit television, CCTV, footage from cities in 3 countries has found that bystanders may be much more helpful in emergency situations than we thought. This story began in 1964 when a woman was murdered in New York City in front of more than 30 witnesses who did nothing to help. This real-life incident led to dozens of studies showing that the more bystanders there are, the less likely people will be to help. This effect has been called the bystander effect and was proved in many studies over many years. Now, in a 2019 study titled, "Would I Be Helped?", researchers compiled a huge amount of CCTV footage from urban locations in multiple countries and showed that in 9 out of 10 real-life incidents, at least one bystander did indeed do something to help. In fact, the more bystanders there were, the more likely at least one bystander would help. The cities sampled were Amsterdam in the Netherlands, Cape Town in South Africa, and Lancaster in the United Kingdom. The cameras surveyed inner entertainment areas and central business districts, specifically locations like shopfronts, parks, and shopping centres. The researchers began with 1,225 video clips of public space aggression. To count as helping, the bystander had to act towards the perpetrator or victim in a manner that may soothe the conflict. They found that at least one bystander helped in 90.9% of cases, and that the more bystanders present, the substantially more likely at least one would help. Furthermore, the results in all 3 cities were very similar. Did you hear the grammar structure? It actually appeared 3 times. If you did, tell me in the comments below. If you want to read this article again and to check your understanding, go over to the Number 1 Institute and I have some exercises there for you to practice, as well as some flashcards to test your vocabulary. So, would you help someone in trouble? I'd love to know. Tell me in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and also put a like because it helps me a lot. If you enjoyed this lesson, you might also enjoy this lesson I did about a man in Taiwan who saved his whole village.